Hello everyone. Happy Sunday. Good afternoon. I know, afternoon on a Sunday. Can you even imagine? Sorry about being late. Um, so let me just get some things squared away here. My name is Tina Bickford. I am the Tatted Stamper. Welcome to my craft room. If you are here and watching live, please leave me a comment and let me know where you are watching from. Hello, Louise. How is it in Maryland? How is everything in Maryland? It's very windy here today for some reason. It's very windy. So on that subject, we got new internet today. Yay! We got new fiber optic internet today. Just got it like less than an hour ago. So I'm hoping that this is just going to be, this is going to be great and that this is going to be fine. It's very windy here today. With my old internet, I'd be nervous about doing this video. Yeah, sunny but chilly. Yes. And Lisa from North Carolina. Thank you for joining. Must be nice and sunny and beautiful down there. You're laying out on the deck. Let me just silence my watch here. Sorry. That's annoying. Okay. So anyway, good afternoon, Mom. Good afternoon. And I know I'm wearing the same sweatshirt I had on yesterday, but I promise you I didn't wear it all day yesterday. Louise, your daffodils are popping up, fully bloomed in some spots. Oh, nice. That's the first sign, isn't it? Yep. The crocus and the daffodils. We haven't seen any here yet, but we also have a porcupine that's living in our yard somewhere. So we may be trapping that. We've been watching some YouTube videos on how to catch them little suckers. All right, so the card that we're going to do today is it's an older one. I've seen, I have a bunch of cards saved on Pinterest, on one of my boards on Pinterest, and every once in a while I go back to it. And I also have a bunch of cards made, like you can see a bunch of cards here in this carousel and in this carousel, and I have a bunch of them made in this container and in that container, and they're just all over the place. So, and I have them here and there and everywhere. So I've been going through some of my older cards, and I have found this one that I did quite a while ago, and I thought it's really cool. And I haven't seen anybody doing it lately. It's the latest video I think I found for it was maybe a year ago on YouTube. So I'm bringing it back because it's super cool and it's very easy, because I like easy. So it's called the Triple Point card. I'd like to give credit to who the original designer is of the card, if I can. So I did do a little bit of research, and the videos that I found a video from 3 years ago from Jambi Cards, and that was the first video that I found with this card design. So I'm assuming that she is the original designer. If you guys know that it's not Jan B and it's somebody else, please leave me a comment and let me know. I'd love to give credit to whoever is the original designer for this. So I am going to switch down to the desk cam. Okay, here we go. So I'm pulling out a few oldies but goodies. I'm going to be using my Attention Shoppers stamp set. Love it, and the dies for it. And I'm also using this Heartfelt Hexagon punch for my, there I am. Okay. And then I figured we haven't colored in a while. So I dug out the blending pens, the blending markers, so that we could do some of those. All right. Let's set all of that aside. And let me just show you the card that we're making. We're making this card. It is the Welcome, Janice. Where are you watching from? So this is we're making this one, this triple point card. It's so, isn't it like, it's so gorgeous and it's so easy to make. So we're making this one. All right. Set that aside, and I have a bunch of alternates to show you guys at the end of the video because I couldn't do anything online today while they were working on my internet, so I had time to make all kinds of alternates. All right, I'm going to use our paper trimmer, and I'm going to bring out our paper supplies. So we need our card base is the same standard size that we always use. It's 8.5 by 5.5. So we're going to be using that. And then I have a piece of white cardstock and a piece of designer series paper. These are both the same size. These are 5.25 by 4 inches. And then I really just have, so this piece here is, I think it's 3 by 3. Yeah, it's like 3 by 3. It's a piece that I had cut for another project and didn't use, and it's the right size for my punch, so I just grabbed this one. And then I just had a piece of white, piece of white cardstock that I just large enough for whatever I wanted to stamp, the images I wanted to stamp. And I did 2. On my sample, I only used 1, but I thought maybe we'll color 2, and if we can fit 2 of them on there, then great. And if not, we'll just use 1. So there's that. Janice is from Michigan. Oh my goodness, is it still cold in Michigan? You guys have winter for so long in Michigan. Michigan is definitely not on my bucket list for where I want to live because I'm not, I'm a warm weather person, so I don't want to move south. Okay. Mom, I don't mean that. I don't mean it. I'm not going to move south. Don't you worry. All right. So we're going to take our paper trimmer, and along the 8.5 inch side, we're going to just line that up to the 4.25, and we're going to score this. So no different than any other card, just standard card that we've done. Give that a good score. We're not done with our paper trimmer, but I'm going to, so Janice, I'm actually, I usually say that in the beginning. I'm so sorry. I am actually located in the Northeast. I am in Southern New Hampshire, one of the small states. I like to call New England the timeout corner of the United States because I feel like we're just so out of the way. Okay, so our card base. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to bring out my little 6-inch ruler, and I need a pencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the midway point between these 2 corners here on what is the bottom of the card front. So if the card is folded this way, it's the bottom of the card front. So it's 5.5 inches. So, you've heard me say it before, math is math. So half of 5.5 is 2 3/4. So I'm just going to mark that just like that, little pencil mark, like so. Take my mom with me. Yeah, she does. She does need, but I would have to bring my entire family, Lisa, because my mother wouldn't leave any of the other grandbabies and stuff, and I don't blame her. But I would have to bring everybody, I suppose. Okay, so I'm lining up on my paper trimmer. I'll try to bring this up where you can actually see this. So I'm lining up my paper trimmer so that pencil mark is right in that notch, that cutting, the cutting channel. And then the very corner of this, where the score line meets the edge, both of those points I'm lining up in that cutting channel. So I've also shown you how I like to do this before. I've shown you this before, how I like to do this. I put one side in that cutting channel and I hold it with my finger and pivot the card. I'm holding this side in place because too often we try to do one side and the other, and then you're watching one side and the other side gets moved, and all that. So, well, hello, Lynette. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining today. So I'm going to put this, Lynette, Did you get the March? Did you get in on the March paper pumpkin? Did you get the Daisy Dreams? The Daisy, what is it? Daisy, Daisy, whatever it is, the Daisy one. Did you get that one? Did you get in on that in time this month? I hope so, because it's a gorgeous set. And one of my alternates for this card, one of the alternates I actually made with supplies from that kit. So I'm so excited to show you guys that. All right. So I'm going to put my score line on right in that channel, and I'm going to hold it firm with my finger, and I'm going to pivot until my pencil mark comes into that cutting channel. I'm going to hold the rest of it down with my hand, hold it firm, and I'm going to lay my track down, and I'm going to cut. And here it doesn't really matter because I'm cutting into the side. So you don't ever want to cut into a point. That's going to, when we do the next cut, we're going to pay attention to that because we're going to be cutting, we're going to do the same thing, cut from here down to the other corner. And this is not going to be a full side. So track down, dark gray cutting blade, and I'm just going to cut right up to that pencil mark. And then I'm going to just rotate this, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my score line right in that channel and hold it firm, move, just kind of pivot my paper, my cardstock until that point is there. I'm going to bring my cutting blade down because I want to cut from this side up into that. You got in on April and missed it. Yeah, Louise, yes, I saw that she showed this. So Susan Campfield is my upline for Stampin' Up, and her birthday was on Thursday. So I sent her a birthday card, and it's one of my original Funfold designs. So yes, it was kind of cool to see that. I just happened to catch it at the last, I watched just it very, very briefly before we went out to or before when we got back from dinner. Sorry. Yeah. All right. So now I'm just going to come in. That pencil mark is still there. I want to just get rid of that because I don't want that to show. And now you're left with, oh, by the way, I already have the, project sheet done for this. So I will be, putting that up, because I had nothing else to do while they were working on my internet. So I did that. So this is what you're left with. Now with these, I just set the two corners aside. I want to note one thing. So when we're going to do our designer series paper first, and I want to say this before I forget it. We're not working with a square that we're cutting. So this is not a perfect, perfectly even triangle. So when we cut our designer series paper, we are going to have to pay attention to the orientation of it. So when I say that, if you have designer series paper that is directional, I am not using designer series paper that is directional. This can go in any particular way, okay? But if you were using designer series paper that is directional, you do want to make sure you have it placed the way that in the right orientation, so that when you're making your marks, you're making the marks on the right side. So this particular side of my paper is very busy. We're gonna do the same thing and make that mark in the mid-center point. But this is too busy for me. I won't be able to see the pencil mark really well. So I'm just going to flip it over to where it's lighter. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to come in my pencil. And this piece is 5 1/4. So half of 5 1/4 is 2 5/8. So I'm just making my little pencil mark there. Okay. And then, now making the pencil mark on the back side and then cutting up from the midpoint up to the corners, it's still going to be, it's going to be exactly even when we flip it over on the opposite side, because we are cutting from the center point up to the corners. Okay. So everything is even Steven. So coming in here, putting my corner in the track, holding it with my finger, and I'm pivoting the other side until my pencil line is right in that track, holding with my hand. And this way, I don't want to cut into this because this is a corner. So my cutting blade is actually up on this side. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to cut down to that corner. And then I'm going to rotate this and I'm going to put this, well, we'll do this same side. I'll put the point down here in the channel, hold it with my finger and pivot. Now, because I don't have, this is considered a point. So this is a point and this is a point. You don't want to cut into a point because you can kind of like crumple up your point. So I'm going to put my cutting blade kind of in the center of that, in the middle. And I'm going to cut one way and then the other. So now you have these three pieces. We're not done with these ones yet, okay? These ones, when we layer these onto the pieces that we cut here, they're not going to be, you're not going to get an even border on all three sides. In order to get an even border on all three sides, we have to trim 1/8 of an inch off of this long side. So I'm just going to line that up on my paper trimmer at the 1/8 mark up. Oops. Yeah, you can't really see it with that. The 1/8 mark over here. I'm more comfortable using the measurements, the guide over here, so that I can hold my hand and my paper on this side. It gives me just a little more space, base to put my hand and hold it. So I'm going to hold that and I'm going to bring my blade down and just trim 1/8 off. That's it. 1/8 of an inch there. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for this one. So put it at 1/8. Hold that. And there. All right. So now here's the side. And we are going to, this is where I said this triangle is not, it's not even all the way on all three sides. So if you try to put it this way, it's not going to fit. If you try to put it this way, it's not going to fit. So just make sure that you know which way it's going to go, like so, before you adhere it. I'm just going to use my, use my green glue. Just put, and I used my my Stampin' Seal for my all my alternates, but I did find that I had to be very careful with, how I placed it the first time because there was no wiggle room. It sticks like immediately. So lay that down. Give that a little wiggle there. Get that even, and there we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing. We're just going to layer these pieces on our corner cuts here. So let's go ahead and do that. Wait till you guys see how easy this card is. It looks like it's so hard. It's not. And I'm just going to put glue on this one too. Just while I have that glue flowing. Yeah, Louise, it's always so exciting when someone shows one of my cards. Rachel Tessman did her mystery stamping for one of my my original cards, and it was just so exciting. So exciting. And then put this one on, and I'm just doing nice even borders around all three sides, like so. Okay. Then you can stamp on the inside of your card if you want before you put it in. You can wait. I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside of this card yet because I don't really know what I want it to say yet. So I'm just going to put it in, and maybe it's just going to end up being a blank inside where you can just write your message and sign it. Okay, there. Have a little bit of adhesive on there. I'll have to clean that off after. Oopsies. That thing. So with the green, with the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, you do get a little bit of just seconds. Okay, there. All right. So now we have these pieces that were in like this, right? So they were in like so. What we're going to do is we're actually just going to tip them. So I'm going to take this one first, and I'm just going to tip it. And I am going to make sure that all of the points match. So I'm going to do point, point, and point. So all of these points I want to match. I want them to line up with all of the edges. Okay, like that. And then we're going to adhere this down. You only want to put glue on the part that's going to be from here up. Well, that's going to be, adhered to this triangle. So a tip from Rachel Tessman is to use a Post-it to kind of mark that off. So if I put my Post-it, line my Post-it up just like that, just like that. I was bringing that up. Let me just, hold on. I almost forgot that I have the ability to zoom with this new webcam. So let me see if I can do that. And show you like that. Perfect. So you just put your Post-it so that it lines up perfectly with the edge of your the paper that you're, the edge of your cardstock there, and then you'll know where to put the glue. So let me zoom back out here. Okay, let me get just caught up on these. Karen, you saw Susan's video last night. Yes, I know. Isn't it? It's so exciting. It's just so exciting when I see one of my cards on somebody's video. So my open front, what do I call it? The diagonal open front. It's the one that Rachel Tessman did for the mystery stamping. I saw a lot of Facebook posts from demonstrators that went to Onstage, which was last week, and they were sharing pictures of all of the swaps that they did, and somebody did a card for their swap that was that design. It was so cool to see my card design that went to Onstage. I didn't get a chance to. Let me see. Watching from the UK. Annie is watching from the UK. Thank you. Welcome. And Kathy, late, but never really late. Never late. All right. So when you do the Post-it trick, then you can just flip it over, and now you know exactly where you can put adhesive. So I'm not going to go right to the edge because I don't want my glue to squeeze out or anything like that. So I'm just going to put glue there. And this is the part that's nifty, is you can actually line it right back up again by lining up your Post-it. Now I'm just checking underneath and here, and then there you go. And you just put it just like that. Janice, you're not seeing the comments. So Janice, I don't know if you're watching on a laptop, I think you have to have, it's called the live chat replay. Do you have that on? So we're just going to do the exact same thing with the other side. So I'm just going to line up all these points here. I'm going to position this in place. I'm going to use my little Post-it trick, Rachel's Post-it trick. It's her trick, not mine. Line that Post-it right up there. And stick my glue on like that, and then line this one back up again. And if you have another tip for how to line your stuff up like this without without getting glue all over the place, leave it in the comments. It's so awesome to actually see how everybody else does that. All right. Boom, boom, going to YouTube, getting them now. Yay! Yay! Janice is getting her comments now. Yeah, there's a lot going on in there. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. All right, so here we go. Look at that. Look at, and this paper has all of that gorgeous gold in there. So this card is spectacular. I mean, this would be a gorgeous card to get just like this with a sentiment on the inside. But we are going to, I am going to grab, let's just grab our, let's grab all of this and grab these. Let's do some coloring with our blending. And I'm just gonna try to zoom in here real quick so that so that you guys can see a little more detail with the coloring. And I'll try to stay right in this little tiny area that I have so that you can see. All right. So with your blending pens, you get they're sold in sets. You get a light and a dark. So with these ones here, the bags, I'm going to color the bags peach pie and pretty in pink. So I like to start with the light. I guess it really kind of depends on what I'm doing, but I'd like to start with the light and just kind of come in and give it just a, you know, a little, and it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect because I'm going to come in with the dark and we're going to give it a little bit of dimension. So I put dark where I imagine the shadows are going to be. Louise, honest to God, this designer series, there's not one piece in here that I don't absolutely love. I struggle to put glue on either side of it because I want both sides of it. It's so gorgeous and the colors are so pretty. All right, so I'm going to use the dark where I imagine the shadows are going to be. So I imagine that the underside of this handle is, and it's probably going to be dark in here. And this side of the bag here is probably going to be dark, a little bit on the bottom. And then I'm just going to come in on one side and just do that. And then I'm going to come in, I'm going to come back in with my light and I'm going to just pull that dark into the light, just like that. Just like that. So it gives the bag just that little bit of dimension. Let's do the same thing with a pink. So I'm just going to come in and just, I'm not being really fussy at all with this first coat, as you can see, because I'm going to come in with the dark on a lot of those areas. So this part under here, this side. Now I am being a little more particular with the dark because I'm trying to get some shading detail in there. And I didn't tell you that I did stamp this with the black. I did stamp it with my Memento Tuxedo Black. You do want you do want you want to use the Memento when you are doing you know, the blending, because the water-based inks, the regular inks, those do tend to bleed a little bit more. Okay, so let's come back with our light, pretty in pink, and go over these areas, pull that dark right into the light, like that. And there you have our two bags, like so. Okay, so then let's color the tissue paper that's in them. So I think I want to put, we will put the petal pink in the peach pie. So I'm just going to come in with my, this one's very, very light, this color. Just going to come in here, grab my dark, and I'm thinking like the pieces that are in the back are going to be a little bit darker. This down here near the bag is probably going to be a little bit darker. And then I'm just going to come in with my light and just pull that. I'm just pulling that darker color up into the light just to blend it. You can probably see it a little bit better when I do the pool party. All right, so pool party, one of Tina's favorite colors. Oh my god, they're all my favorite colors. I love these colors. Okay, so I'm just coming in with my light. And I'm just filling that in good. Coming in with the dark. Yeah, you can see that dark a lot better on the pool party. I'm just going to come in down here close to the bag. Maybe some up in here. Like so. And then back with the light just to kind of pull that. Like that. Our bags there. All right, let's put these things to the side. We're not tripping over those. We're done coloring, and I am going to zoom back out. Zoom back out without making you guys dizzy. There. Okay. Then we are going to, I'm going to die cut these two out. Set all this aside, and I am going to, and guys, my camera seems to be doing really great. I think that this was, I think it was between my phone and my, crappy internet service that was causing all of those problems. So I'm going to just go ahead and bring my die cutting machine in. You guys have seen this before, but we'll do it again. So we're going to be die cutting. And then when you're die cutting, for the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine, mine is all dirty here, you need your base plate 1, you need your thin die adapter 2, and then you're going to need 2 of your number 3 cutting plates. Now, one of mine is pretty cut up. I use that one for the bottom, and the one that's in better shape I use for the top. Any other demonstrator you watch do this is going to tell you the same thing if they're using, one that's better than the other. And I'm going to put that die in place, and I'm just going to hold that with a Post-it so that I can move that over there a little bit so that it doesn't move on me, because you do only get one die for each of these in this set. So we'll have to do them separately. So I'm just going to roll that through. A little clunk. I'm just going to roll it back so that it's on my side. And pull that off. And then we have beautiful. Set that aside, and let's just cut that other one out. And we can decide. We can decide when we are putting this together if we want to use them both or if we just want to use one. And we'll roll this one through. Like so. All the way through. Let me move this out of the way. Take that Post-it off. I have to be careful, these Post-its. These are the ones that are made out of like recycled material, and I'll tell you what, they stick. They stick pretty good. All right, let's bring our card back, and let's bring our white cardstock back and our our punch. And I'm just going to take the Heartfelt Hexagon punch. Actually, you know what? Maybe I will. I'm going to stamp on this first, I think. Let's give it a shot. Oy. All right. I am just, again, this is another tip that you guys have seen me do before. If you've got a sentiment stamp that's kind of long and narrow, you just set it upside down so that the smooth edge is up. Just let it just kind of relax so that it goes into its natural shape, the shape that it should be in. Because you can bend these and twist them all kinds of different ways. So if you just let that be where it's going to be, and then pick it up with your block, it will be nice and straight. I am going to, our sentiment is going to be blueberry bushel. And I thought blueberry bushel because our card has that blueberry bushel in there, and I wanted it to be a nice bold, nice and bold. So I'm just going to stamp that somewhere in the center there. And close my ink pad. And I guess I think I'm doing it in the center. Let me zoom in just a bit. I'm doing it in the center. I'm trying to do it here because I think that if I did this right, I can decide where to place this in. I want to have it kind of towards the top, but in the center. I didn't leave enough cardstock to actually hold it. But there, good enough. So now we have our sentiment tag there. Okay. Now all of my other cards I did using a round sentiment tag. So this is the first one I've done using a hexagon. But I like it. And I like because I don't have a circle punch right now, believe it or not. I do have one coming, but I don't. So I have to pull out my dies to get a circle. Sometimes that's kind of a pain. So it's nice to just have a punch to do it. All right, so here you guys can figure out, like if you're making this card, you figure out where you want to put your sentiment. If you want to put it high, low, center. I like mine in the center. I like being able to see these two little points there, but I don't like to cover, any of this stuff up. So I kind of place it in the center. This hexagon is a perfect shape for this. And I'm using dimensionals to put that on there. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on both of these, because if I don't use both of them for this, I'm going to make another card. So I will use the other one. All right. So I think I actually like both of them on there. You guys like both of them, or do you like just one? I think I like both. Not both. I like both. Do you guys like both? All right, there's both, like that. And then just one or one here, like this. I like them both. All right, we're going with both. Yeah, Louise, I'm going with both. That's it. Girl, we're on the same page. Huh. All right. So I put dimensionals on these. You guys saw that. So I'm just going to kind of take one and tip that there. Let's do this one. And I'll just kind of overlap them a little bit and maybe put one a little bit lower than the other, like so. And then I have, so what are these ones? These are ribbon, pecan pie and clear ribbon adhesive backed dots. And I have no idea if these are still available or not, because I hoard my embellishments. So I'm just going to pop a couple of these on. Actually, who am I kidding? I hoard everything. I hoard my paper. I hoard my embellishments. I just do. Okay. And I know I'm not the only one. So let's put this one over here like that. There. And there is our card. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. I love it. I love this paper. This paper is so gorgeous. I mean, even the backside, that pink and white gingham. I mean, yes, please. All right. Let me zoom out. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. I didn't get one single vote for just one. You all wanted both. Yay. We have good taste. Okay. Let's look at some of the sample cards. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. All right, so first I want to show you, so with Jan B is a demonstrator in, I believe she's in the UK. So they use 6x6 and 5x5. So this was actually a card I did with using her measurements. This was a card I made like a long time ago, years ago. I made this one, and I used just a yellow piece of cardstock. So it's a 6x6 card, which is cool, but this is not like you have to make a special envelope for this. You have to have special postage for it. I didn't want to do all of that. I didn't think, oh, thank you guys. Yes, I love these cards. So this is the one I did earlier with just the one and with the circle. See, with the circle, I think one looks perfectly fine. The hexagon, I think, needed two. So there's that one. Oh, and this one here, I cut that extra strip off and I put that on the inside. And one of the embellishments I actually put on the inside. So when you close the card, you see that embellishment from the outside, but it's actually on the inside. So it brings that little bit of decoration to the inside. So there's that one. And then I had to do a toadstool one. So this one, I did this one because you don't have to use the same side of your designer series paper when you're doing this. You can flip those over and use the other side. So Janice, yes, I am going to put you, as soon as I end this video, I'm going to go, I have the project sheet ready to go. And the project sheet is actually, this is the card that I made. So all of the photos and stuff in the project sheet is this one. As soon as I'm done with this video, I'm going to post it, and then I'm going to post a link to it in the description of this video. So all you have to do is go to the description of this video. You'll see a list of all of the products that I use, and a link to, there's a bunch of things. There's a link to follow me on Facebook. There's a link to shop with me. There's a link to get the project sheet. So I just need like 5 minutes after I end this video and it will be there, because I have super fast internet now. Yay. So this is my toadstool one. I love it, right? I love the toadstools. Ah, man, this paper is so pretty. So this is just the back side. This pink pattern here is the back side to this one. So if you want, you don't have to stick with the same designer series paper, the same side. You can switch it up, because I did. And then I did, let me see. So I did this one here, where it's just using I wanted something with, black and white, but that pop of color. And this one, I just did the sentiment on the inside, no sentiment on the outside. So sending hugs. This one here. And the embellishments I put on were, to give a little nod to the color on the hibiscus there. And then I did this one. So going with going on the theory that you don't need to use the same side of your designer series paper, I also said, well, I can take my white card, my inside panel, and I can cut it the same way I cut my designer series paper, and I can switch things up. So Janice, thank you so much. I'm so glad. I am so glad that you are liking this video. Okay, so look at this one, you guys. Wait for it. I love this. I love this. So I did it. All of this, it's all exactly the same. Exactly the same. The only thing I did differently, and great, I'm holding this up so you guys can see it. You can pause the video if you come back and watch the replay. That's all I did. Was I cut my DSP and my white inside panel exactly the same. I did the same trimming on the white corner pieces as we did on these corner pieces here, that 1/8 of an inch off the white pieces. And then I embossed those pieces. Aren't those beautiful? And then I put the corner pieces that I cut from my designer series designer series paper, I put on the inside of the card panel, and wait for it, bam, my white panel and my designer series paper. So I used the exact same components to making these. One piece of designer series paper, one piece of white cardstock, a card base, and something for your sentiment panel. And there you go. Yes, it is. Oh, Thank you so much, Louise. Yes, I saw. I had, I think, 702 subscribers this morning. I am just. Listen, it's a far cry from all of those demonstrators that have been doing this for a while, but I haven't even been doing this for a year yet. And to have 700 people subscribe to my channel is just amazing to me. I feel so blessed. I really do. It's incredible. And I have one more card to show you. So this is one that you guys have heard me talk about the paper pumpkins. Paper pumpkin is a subscription kit you get once a month, and it's always a surprise. Sometimes there are little spoiler alerts because they ship out at different times, so you might be able to see what you're getting for 707 now. Oh yay. Yay, 707. I'm so excited. So with the paper pumpkins, it's like I think it's like $25 a month. It's and it changed. So I'm not sure. Like it was 25 a month, and then the shipping is included in that 25 a month. They did just move that from its own website over to the Stampin' Up website, so you can actually shop Paper Pumpkin right on the Stampin' Up website. This month's Paper Pumpkin comes in this beautiful box. Oh my God. And all of everything you need to make the cards is in this box. Everything. These are actually the 3 cards that you would be making. There's enough to make, there's enough to make 9 cards, 3 different designs. The envelopes are all decorative and beautiful. Everything's beautiful. And I think that we may do some alternate cards with this one on my video for Wednesday. Oh my God, this kit, I've already got the refill kit in my order for my next order because it's gorgeous. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I have this love-hate relationship with the color yellow. So I have been trying to do a lot more with the color yellow. So with the Daisy paper pumpkin kit, you have a lot of yellow in there. So I'm leaning into the yellow, and I came up with this one for this design. So this is one of the card bases. This patterned paper that you see, it's one half of one of the card bases. The little bee and the daisy and the little honeycomb. These are all, oh geez, it works so much better when I zoom in. Hold on. I try to pull it up. I'm so used to pulling my project up to the camera so you can see it, but it works so much better when I zoom in. So let me zoom in so you can see it. Look how stinking cute that bee is. Isn't he cute? Oh my God. I love, and this paper is gorgeous. All of everything in there, all of them. I love it. I love it. I'm already ordering a refill kit. Yay. Yeah. You're having a big hoarding problem with the Daisy Dream. Yeah, I'm telling you, the paper pumpkin, I'm telling you. So that's just on the inside. So that's what I did. Those are all of the cards that I did. Aren't they insane? And this is a card design that has been around for at least 3 years that I could find. It looks, like I said, I think it's Jan B Cards was the original in the 6x6. In the 6x6, I just modified it for our standard A2 size card. Because that's what everybody wants to send, right? That's our standard. And I love just thinking outside the box and flipping the designer series paper over, or just putting just a little pop of color with no sentiment on the front, or like this one. Man, this one's probably one of my favorites. This one and the one with the bee. Love them. I love them. I am so Louise, I think I might post those are you in the Paper Pumpkin fan club Facebook page? I think you are, aren't you? I will be posting my alternates over there very soon. I have just 2 that I've done so far. I will actually, you know what, Louise, I'm going to show you mine. I'm going to show you the other one. You guys are going to get, let me take it out. It is one of my eclipse cards that I did. The eclipse card. So this was, let me leave that one out. Is this one. This was one of the alternates that I did in that kit. And I did one that was the actual card. So, but I did that one. And then I thought, well, you know what? I just did the eclipse card and I had very good, like a lot of positive feedback on the eclipse card. So I did an eclipse card, but I did two. I didn't just do one. And I used different sizes and offset them. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Love it. There's my alternative. There are, so these are the only two that I've done so far as alternatives. Aren't they? I love them. Aren't they gorgeous? And then this one right here, I made sure I just put a little bit of it's like a 1/16 of an inch border of the mossy meadow all the way around. I didn't put any white on the inside yet because I was just working on these. I am loving this kit. So, all right, let me flip back to my camera, my laptop camera, so I can say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for joining me, even though I was late today. But hopefully, you know, internet problem resolved, and we can just produce really great videos to show you guys. Yeah, Louise, isn't that you know what? I just have to think. I just have to keep thinking. So I threw some dies on there. So that one actually started because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do squares or rectangles. So I dug out both. And I did both. I did both. I couldn't decide, so I did both. And I just used it more as like a spotlighting technique than just a complete, you know, tunnel. So yay. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so kind. All of your comments are coming up. You're so kind. Thank you so much. So I will be back on Wednesday, like I said, Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I'm going to do some more alternates with the Daisy Daydream Paper Pumpkin. And I'll do some other cards. So Janice, it's 6 p.m. on Wednesday night is when I go live, Eastern Standard Time. So 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm so glad that you guys joined me today. I appreciate you actually. I appreciate you so much joining me, even though I was late today. And I don't know if this is a better time for everybody. Maybe this is just the time I start doing it. So normally on Sundays I do 10 a.m. so that we can do it and then have the day to kind of go out and play. It's starting to get nice here. So, well, tomorrow's going to be kind of crappy, but you know, it's starting. The weather's breaking. So we are, you know, I like doing it in the morning with my coffee and, you know, getting out there for the rest of the day. So, yeah, so I hope that you guys come back and join me on Wednesday evening. And I hope you have a great what's left of your weekend. There's not much left to the weekend by now. Like I said, in the description of this video on YouTube, you are going to find a link to follow me on Facebook. You can find me at the Tatted Stamper on Facebook, so you can follow me there. I do post pictures of all of the alternates and other things over on the Facebook page. There is also a link in this description for you to invite yourself to my Pinterest board. And when you do that, you should get an email asking you to accept the invitation. And from there, there's another link in there for you to actually post your cards to my Pinterest board. And I think, Karen, I think your invitation is still pending, if I remember correctly. So I think you need to accept the invitation, and then you can put your pictures of your cards on my Pinterest board, and I would love to see everyone's cards. If you make a card inspired by one of my videos, I would love to see it over there. So you can do that for Pinterest, this Facebook. If you're watching and you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe. click the bell so you can get notifications when I go live. And what else? The project sheet will be up there soon, so come back in 5 minutes and the project sheet will be there. Thank you so much for joining me.